Yo guys, Santi-kun here. I'm bringing you an OU Wi-Fi standard match against my bud KirkEmpoleon. We're both directors here on the Pokémon Union HD. This is my first upload and I hope you guys all enjoy it. Now let's hop right into this team preview. I'm using the Sand team on the left with the T-Tar setting up the rocks and the weather. Standard heavy hitting special attackers with the Volcarona and the Latios, my offensive front. I got the Spin Slash spinning away the rocks because, well, Sand Slash works very well on Sand teams and PO, and I tried using it on Wi-Fi and it's great. So I also have the SD Scissor with the Roost for recovery, U-turn for offensive momentum, the Bullet Punch, Technician, all that good stuff, and I have a Lucario set that's not heavily used, so be on the lookout for that. Now, his team, I thought straight from team preview, I thought it would be very standard with the rocks on Lando, spike stacking with Ferrothorn, the two special attackers and Hydreigon, Volcarona, Spin Starmie, Ninetales specially defensive with Sun. But he was actually running some sets that are not the most common, so it kind of caught me off guard, but it made for a much better battle in my opinion because he utilized them very well, knowing that I would expect standard stuff since I do play a lot of PO high up on the ladder. So let me stop yapping and get right into this match. Alright guys, let's get right into this battle. Now, Kirk is going to decide to lead out with Ninetales, his weather starter. I thought that would be a little bit too obvious since, you know, I don't know, who really leads out with weather nowadays, but I guess Kirk knows that I think that way, so he thought that making the obvious lead-in would be the best way to throw me off my game early on. Now he's going to predict me to switch out and play conservatively, not wanting to risk the Scizor early on, and go into his Landorus T, predicting my T-Tar to come in because it is the best thing to deal with that Ninetales one-on-one. So now he's still got some offensive momentum going. He goes for a U-turn straight off the bat, pops me, which tells me that he's most likely Scarfed because if he wasn't Scarfed, we would have exchanged rocks as is customary among these two Pokemon. Then he could have U-turned and kept his offensive momentum. But then that damage output also tells me that he is running an attack boosting nature, which is good information to know later on in this match. I get my rocks off. He's trying to definitely scare me out with the Focus Blast with the Hydreigon switch. I'm going to go into Lucario knowing that he's not going to go for Focus Blast because Latios and Volcarona can easily switch into it, scare this thing out, and get a huge hit on whatever else. I was expecting the Dragon Pulse, but he goes for the Dark Pulse. I get that justified boost, and that thing is specs by the damage output. So now I can get a free hit off on whatever. I go for the Ice Punch, more or less predicting him to predict me to go for the close combat, go into the Landorus T, get the Intimidate off and take it and then scare me out. But then again, you know, he knows that it's his win condition, which is why he sends in Pharaoh, gets the Rocky Helmet damage. That Rocky Helmet damage is going to be incredibly annoying for the duration of this match because it's just unneeded residual damage in combination with his Iron Barbs. So that is a lot of residual damage that my team will be taking, especially my physical attackers. Now I'm going to go into Latios here, my Blitz Gun, knowing that most likely the worst he can do is Power Whip. I can take it. If not, he can go for Leech Seed, which he does here. Now, he sees that this one is named Blitz Gun. Most of my Latios sets are named Jet, so he's probably predicting that this would be most likely a more standard set with HP Fire to take on Ferrothorn. So he goes into Starmie to take it. I actually predict the switch and go straight for the Thunder to hit. I have Thunder for those bulky water types, and thank God I have my Sand up because I'm able to see that I am faster, because Sand hits the faster Pokemon first. Now, I am able to stay in and go for the Thunder. Had the Sand not been up, I would have been scared out because I wouldn't want to take an Ice Beam from a Life Orb Starmie. But since this tells me that he's running the defensive Starmie, I pop off the Thunder and take the Spinner right out, so my rocks are there to stay. The crit did not matter because minimum damage on that thing would have been 120%. So, yeah, there we go. Now he's going to send in his Landorus, confirming that it is Scarfed. Otherwise, why would he send it in? But, you know, he pops me with a U-turn, takes out my Latios. I leave it in his fodder because Latios, believe it or not, is my most expendable Pokemon at this point because his Ferrothorn is completely walls it. I don't carry the HP Fire on it. Now he's going to send in Ninetales, and this whole match is going to just him going to be sending out his Ninetales and Ferrothorns to take hits appropriately, and yeah, it's going to be incredibly annoying. I'm going to go into T-Tar, once again, the best thing I have to deal with this thing, and just try to get off any damage on it. Now I'm predicting the Lando T switch in again, knowing that I would be, he wouldn't take much from any one of my attacks, so I go into Sand Slash, trying to get a Rapid Spin off. And, you know, he sends in his Ferrothorn knowing that it is probably the best thing to wall all of my Pokemon, and I don't really mind it. I'm just going to get the spin off, knowing that he'd most likely go for the Power Whip or the Leech Seed, expecting me to switch right out or just hit the Sand Slash staying in. So I stay in, go for the Rapid Spin, get the rocks off the field. I don't really care that I took the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet damage and the Leech Seed damage, but because now I can go into my Volcarona knowing that I can resist his Power Whip and or Gyro Ball if he carries it. So I have really no reason to fear. While the rocks are out, I have to take this opportunity to switch it in. I carry the leftovers on Volcarona to cancel out Sandstorm damage, by the way. Now, I know I'm going to be able to get a free hit off on whatever comes in, which is his Ninetales. Ninetales is especially defensive, and he's got a lot of bulk invested into it, so it's going to take it fairly decently, even though it is a Volcarona with Fire Dance boosted in Sun. But I get the boost after the first Fire Dance, but even then, I know it's not going to be enough to KO it from that range, especially after the leftovers recovery from his Ninetales. So he is going to live, and he's going to be able to get off any hit on my Volcarona, whatever he wants to do. He goes for the Roar, which is pretty much the best play he could do, because it's assuming that he keeps his rock up on the field, he essentially does more damage to my Volcarona having to switch in on the rocks than he could have done with any one of his moves to it directly whatsoever. So now I'm gonna go for the U-turn, expecting him to want to save that Ninetales for Death Fodder later on in the battle, and I'm gonna hit this Ferrothorn to take just kind of wear it down little by little, because it is gonna be kind of an annoyance. It's only really my Lucario. I don't want to have to go for the close combat and then have something else switch into it, like his Landorus T or anything like that. I go into my T-Tar now, because I just want to kind of wear this thing down little by little, so that any one of my attacks from any other of my remaining Pokemon will be able to take this thing out later on. And T-Tar is my most expendable Pokemon right now. I need the other 4 alive to win this match. Well, more or less, I need the Lucario, the Scizor, and the Volcarona alive to win this match. Now, he's going to go for the Toxic. He carries Toxic on the Ferrothorn with Rocky Helmet. The residuals are just too strong on this thing. Kirk, you need to calm down. I mean, for real now. Now, I'm going to just keep going for Ice Beams, just wearing this thing down. I don't even care. He's going to hit me with a Power Whip, knocking out my T-Tar. That's fine. I mean, Ferrothorn's down and to the point where I can just come in with Sandslash, scared out with an Earthquake. I was really thinking that the Landa would come in to take the Earthquake, since it is immune to it being part flying, so I try to go for the Rapid Spin, but he knows that the Ninetales fodder is the better play on this part, because he makes an amazing play right now. He sends in the Landorus, gets the Intimidate off on me right now, puts me at -1. He outspeeds because he is Scarfed, of course. He's going to get the U-turn off on me because Earthquake wouldn't have killed depending on damage rolls. But now, with the U-turn, he can assure the victory now. Well, not the victory, but the KO, because he knows I'm going for the Rapid Spin. He predicted that a mile away. Because I'm at -1, the Rapid Spin does not KO, and he was left with like 2 HP. And I die off to the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet combo. Since he dies, since the Sandslash dies, I don't get the spin off. The rocks are still there, so Volcarona has to take it now as I switch it in. So I have to go for the Quiver Dance, because I could kill off the Ferrothorn, but then that makes it an easier revenge kill for his Scarf Landorus. So I have to go and take that turn to set up. He knows that I have to set up, which is why he goes for the Toxic, thus stopping my Rampage essentially, because I will only be able to last 3 more turns based on the Toxic damage racking up. Now I have to go and take out this Ferrothorn with the Fire Dance. That's okay. It was pretty much dead anyways, but Kirk is really making the good plays, trying to set up the winning game with the Landorus T, thinking that, you know, it can pretty much lock itself in an Earthquake, and that's good game right there. So now he's going to switch in the Hydreigon, just trying to, you know, sending in his fodder basically, just trying to stall out the turns of toxic damage that are coming, and just waiting for my Volcarona to die. Now, I do have 1 more turn left after I take out the Hydreigon to take out the Volcarona. Had I not been at +1, it wouldn't be assured that I would outspeed this Volcarona, and 2, I probably wouldn't have been able to take it out with the Fire Dance, since it is only neutral, and at +1, the damage rolls, especially on this bulky Volcarona, was like 57%, so I'm just barely able to take it out, since he is running the defensive Volcarona with a lot of HP investment. Now, after I take out the Volcarona with the Fiery Dance, I do go down to the toxic damage, and he was pretty much celebrating the good game, because he does have the Scarf Landorus, and I only have the Scizor and Lucario left. I send in Scizor, and after Intimidate, not even max damage from Bullet Punch from a Scizor, we'll be able to take it down to a priority where my Lucario would take it out. Because I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch. That's not low enough for priority from a non-Life Orb Lucario to take out a Landorus. Because Extreme Speed from non-Life Orb Lucario does max 20%, and he's just a little bit over that. He was telling me good game, but I'm actually a Scarf Lucario. I carry the Ice Punch. He thought I was the Sash SD, because that is usually the Lucario set that I run. I'm able to surprise him with that and claim the victory. So that was a very, very fun match. Very close, Kirk, so I commend you for that. So definitely go check him out, guys. He's a great player, good friend of mine. Check me out if you like to. Keep supporting the TPU. There are much more better battles to come later on in the future. I can assure that. I hope you guys, you know, keep supporting, keep sticking around for all the great stuff, and keep supporting all the people who upload. So now let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm a Pokemon battler. I'm a pretty competitive battler. I post a lot of fun stuff on my channel though, and I can promise you that I will have content that you guys can enjoy, and I promise also that I'll have Gen 6 stuff as soon as it comes out. So I'm Santi-kun, and until next time, catch you guys later.